Rotate at VR, positive rate. Entering spray zone guise, adjusting altitude for optimal coverage. Flight Sim 24, Oblivious Dude 25, ready for takeoff.
Visual on runway. Prepare for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've begun.
Flight Sim 24, Oblivious Dude 20.
Hoist ops Oblivious Dude 20.
Visual on runway.
Cabin crew, doors to arrival and cross-check.
The sky is...
Visual on runway.
Hoist ops.
Flight Sim 24, Oblivious Dude 25.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
Visual on runway. Prepare for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
Are these the live traffic? Shit. Oh my god, that is so cool. How do I start? Or can't we use this airport? Let's go to Delhi one. Oh, how do I actually start? I've selected.
Hello there. You must be Oblivious Dude 25, right? Welcome to Safterjump. I'm Suresh, the owner of this Aero Club. Here at the club, we provide all the training lessons you need to get started and earn your private pilot license. Then, once you've earned your PPL, you can build up your flight hours and get more experience by taking people out on first flights. But before any of that, let's head outside and take a flight to get familiar with our aircraft and the local surroundings. Welcome to the apron. This is where all our flying adventures begin. Why don't you walk around a bit while I finish the pre-flight preparations? Today we will be flying in a Cessna 172 Skyhawk. It's the main trainer airplane in our flight school. Our Cessna's got a glass cockpit and a 180 horsepower engine, climbs well, and is easy to fly. It's one sweet ride. I'm ready if you are, so hop in and buckle up. Let the good times roll. Welcome aboard. While you settle in, let's go over our flight plan. After taking off, we will climb to 670 meters above sea level, and then fly over the airport to enjoy the view. Ready? Why don't you start the engine for us? Perfect. The wind is from 270 degrees direction with a speed of 9 knots, so we'll be taking off from runway 30. Okay, let me taxi to the runway. All right, now comes the fun part. After releasing the brakes and applying full power, we will speed up and take off once we reach 100 kilometers per hour airspeed. We will be climbing at 139 kilometers per hour, which is the recommended climbing speed for the Cessna Skyhawk. While climbing, we will follow a left-hand traffic pattern and make 2 turns. Don't worry if it sounds overwhelming. I am here to help. Release the parking brakes, otherwise we're not going anywhere. Good. Ready for takeoff? Apply full power to get us moving. Keep pushing on the throttle until it's all the way in. You handle the yoke, and I'll take care of the pedals, steering the aircraft on the runway during takeoff. We have reached 102 kilometers per hour. Pull the yoke a little bit to lift off. Release the parking brakes, otherwise we're not going anywhere. Good. Ready for takeoff? Apply full power to get us moving. We have reached 102 kilometers per hour. Pull the yoke a little bit to lift off. Perfect climbing attitude and speed. I see you know what you're doing. We are approaching our first turn. As you'll see, the Cessna 172 requires very little yoke movement to turn. You can start turning left. We are 90 meters above the ground. I will retract the flaps. You keep climbing. Climbing and prepare for the next turn. Don't pull too much on the yoke. We are too slow. Be careful. If you bank the aircraft too much, we might lose lift and stall. That's better. Keep it going. Let's maintain our climb. That's better. Keep it going. Good. Keep climbing toward the next waypoint. I love the weather today. The clouds are beautiful, aren't they? Remember, we need to climb to 670 meters. It will keep us 150 meters. All right, don't worry. I'm getting us back on track. Maintain our climb. Excellent. Look around, see our airport. Let's fly over it. see yourself getting better and better, it's a great feeling. We'd be glad to see you in our flight school. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Let's head back to the ground now.
I'm glad that we flew together today. This might be the first chapter in your pilot's journey, if you want to embark on it. Let's catch up at our headquarters. You seem comfortable out there. I'm sure you will get your PPL in no time. There's a laptop in the office that shows all the certification information you'll need for your PPL exam. Take a look. Here you can see all the different certifications you can pass throughout your career. Your first step is to work towards your private pilot license. All the training lessons you'll need to pass the PPL exam are available here. Make sure you're comfortable with these before taking the exam.
I think I'll have to use my controller to play this game. With the keyboard is quite very tough. It's very tough. And I'll have to fix my mic also. Too much of heavy noise is coming. It's not smooth. स्टूडियो जैसा क्वालिटी नहीं आ रहा. पता नहीं क्यों मैंने तो इसको फिक्स किया था पहले. अभी पता नहीं फिर से आवाज इतना फटाफट आवाज से क्यों आ रहा है. Just hold on. Let me turn on my controller. एक्चुअली काम कर जाए कंट्रोल के साथ. यहाँ पर है ऑडियो सेटिंग्स. Just test my mic a little bit. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. 1 2 3 1 2 3. This time. तो नाम भी चेंज करना होगा. My profile, just hold on, it's my old profile name. Has a change. Give me a second. I hope it changes. Let's forget about the profile name. I can change it later on. That's on the game. Controller लगा लिया है. Sim controls, aircraft essentials, private pilot license allows you to fly a single engine. This is the license certification जो हमें चाहिए सब चलाने की. Aircraft available after exam. Okay. Cessna AMB I design CTS okay. In controls, let's learn the basic interaction in the campus. So we'll be controlling the Cessna. Like, time to learn the basics before getting to know more about aircraft controls. We'll go through basic camera and toolbar interactions with the essential tools to master flight simulator. Is the flight camera? Continuing again. Taking quite some time to load this. The intro was quite fast. Intro तो काफी जल्दी load हो गया. I don't know why this same controls training is taking that long to load. Bandwidth too low, loading times may be extended with worldwide. Why, bro? I have 100 Mbps download and upload speed. Why is it taking that long? I have a freaking 100 Mbps, right? 100 Mbps पे भी तलाई कर रहा. Upload speed तो पूरा सही चल रहा है, no issues. अपलोड भी कंटिन्यूस 10 Mbps पे हो रहा है. It's like roughly 9000 kilobits is getting streamed. जल्दी हो जा. Baapre, seriously taking that long? What? Restarting the game. Instead of restart. बंद हो जा. Okay, that is starting the game. In the meantime, at the game start, तक मैं प्रोफाइल ही चेंज कर लेता हूँ. E3 Games A to Z, thank you for subscribing. Just give me a second. Let me try finding out the issue that's going on right now. And let me change my username also. Okay, we have fixed our gamer name now. It has completely changed. What? ये reflect क्यों नहीं कर रहा है? You need to sign out on backend. अच्छा, मुझे एक बार sign out करना होगा. How do I sign out from here? Okay. Okay, our name is completely changed now. We have a new name. Hopefully अभी game भी थोड़ा अच्छे से चल जाए with no issues. Hopefully. Okay, the game is launching now. But I have to say, initial impressions, the graphics are way beautiful and gorgeous than the Flight Simulator 2020 version. बहुत सही लग रहा है. I just hope that bandwidth issue ना हो यार. I have 100 Mbps तो वो क्यों नहीं रहा है? And yeah, the game launched yesterday, right? So there have been lot of issues. बहुत सारे लोग खेल नहीं पा रहे थे गेम को, तो इसलिए lot of them gave negative reviews because of the network issues. I think that thing is still prevalent. इसीलिए शायद से हम लोग अभी भी खेल नहीं पा रहे ढंग से. But I really want to do the career mode. Simulator 2020 version पे there was no activities that you could do. वहाँ पे learning curve भी सही से नहीं था. You had to go through watch tutorials on YouTube and all just to learn how to play this game. But I think here, because of the activities and the things that you could do, I think there is जैसे अब हम लोग अभी चेक कर रहे थे sim controls, right? तो I think we'll gradually get to know how to play this game, figure out how to fly each and every aircraft. And I'm not a simulation guy, तो मुझे इन सब चीज़ों के बारे में ज़्यादा अंदाज़ा नहीं है. So hope gradually with this 2024 version we'll get to know how to play properly. ग्राफिक्स भी देखो यार कितना सही लग रहा है. I think the network issue is still there, इसलिए लोग कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं. वर्ल्ड फोटोग्राफर, अच्छा वर्ल्ड फोटोग्राफर है. World's most biggest monuments. Travel across continents to visit some of the most famous and iconic monuments of the world. Okay. Capture करना होगा ये सब. Nice. Professional, stunning cities of the world. Let me give it a try. The career, if it is working or not. The career is not working, so we can try training. Having race low altitude, challenges like full race, discovery, custom one. Career mode. Then we'll come into the world photographer.
You seem comfortable out there. Here you can see your first step.
Wait. रुक जा.
All the training lessons you'll need to pass.
चल जा भाई चल जा. एक इशू I think I'm gonna have if I use the controller, because यहाँ पे बहुत सारे dead zones हो गए. I think drive चलाने में थोड़ा difficult होगा. I think I'll have to go back to using my keyboard only. Okay, now we can see.
Welcome to Sedona. I'm Captain Jess Molina, and I'll be your instructor. For this lesson, we're going to start on the ground and focus on some basic concepts. Fundamentals every pilot needs to know before hitting the skies. This is your plane, a classic, the Cessna 172. Take a look around it.
Learn about camera and cursor interactions. Look around the plane using Shift K, Shift I, Shift J, Shift L. Shift K.
In the simulator, anytime you want, you can easily switch to cursor mode.
Acha. You can use this type of controls to look at.
The cursor is handy for interacting with menus and cockpit controls or instruments. As you can see, activating the cursor also displays the toolbar at the top of the screen. The toolbar is a quick access menu that allows you to control various aspects of the simulation. Try to find and open the controls panel.
Open the controls panel that you want. I am. The toolbar.
The controls panel is a useful reminder of the button layout for the devices you're currently using. Now try to find and open the camera panel in the toolbar. The camera panel allows you to access the various views and camera modes of the simulation. Go ahead and close all the panels for now. In front of you is the yoke, the primary means of controlling the aircraft. In the simulation, you will be controlling the aircraft with your peripherals of choice. So, let's hide the yoke for now.
With the cursor point, the yoke and hide it pressing. Combat interaction panel. How? Oh.
Alright, as we've seen, when you want to look around you, it's easy to rotate the camera. But you can also move it freely in a cockpit to get a better view of anything you want to see. Even through a window to look outside. Now, reset the camera to its original position.
Okay. How do I go down? नीचे कैसे जाए? Okay.
Now, reset the camera to its original position.
Wait, let me learn the controls first. Okay. Have to look around. Okay.
Alright, that covers all the main camera functions available in the simulation. Try to familiarize yourself with them a bit more, then reset the camera to its original position whenever you're done.
Okay, right.
Great.
यही चीज के लिए the bandwidth was not working. Next one. Aircraft essentials. Okay, we got our first achievement. A state, achieve A grade in the base training. अरे भाई हम तो ace करने वाले हैं. Okay. As this is one of your first lessons, we'll start by getting familiar with the main aircraft controls and instruments. In this tutorial, you will learn about the yoke, which controls the aircraft's ailerons and elevator axis, the rudder pedals, which controls the aircraft. ठीक है तो ठीक है समझ गया.
Let's get you familiar with the aircraft, a Cessna 172, and a few commands to navigate it through the skies. In front of you is the yoke. The yoke is like a steering wheel, more or less. Turn it left or right to control the ailerons and bank the aircraft into turns. Look at the trailing edge of the wings while turning the yoke to see the effect on the ailerons.
Look at the end of the wings by K. Okay. And move the ailerons by using A and D. Okay. ये तो यहाँ पर है. ये के लिए यहाँ पर ये. के लिए है।
Okay. Now, the difference between the yoke and a steering wheel is you can pull or push on the yoke. This controls the elevator at the back of the aircraft to make it climb or descend. Look at the horizontal stabilizer while you pull on the yoke. You can see how it affects the elevator.
Look at the horizontal tail at the back of the aircraft. The back of the aircraft. Back वाला कैसे देखें? Let's check the back. It's big.
Nice. Down at your feet are the rudder pedals. They steer the aircraft when you're on the ground. The upper part of the pedals also control your brakes. In the air, they control the rudder at the end of the vertical stabilizer to yaw the aircraft. This is mostly for small corrections. For coordinating turns or compensating for a plane's tendency to pull left during takeoffs and climbs. Look at the vertical tail while operating the pedals to see the effect on the rudder.
Look at the vertical tail at the back of the aircraft.
Great. Last but not least, the throttle is located near the center of the cockpit. Pushing forward will increase power. Pulling back will decrease power. First, look at the throttle and select it. Keep it selected and push it forward to increase power. Power is increased. Now pull it back to decrease power. Power is decreased. Now we'll do the same without focusing on it. Deselect the throttle. Look away from the throttle and increase power. Set your throttle to idle.
How do I do that?
Excellent. When the engine is on, you'll be able to see the power change on your RPM indicator. You will find it on your PFD screen in the top left corner.
Let's see it. उसको दिख रहा है. You have told me to zoom in, भाई. I can see it. दिख रहा है. हाँ, दिख रहा है. See it.
This tells you how fast the engine is spinning in hundreds of revolutions per minute. Next, take a look at your current speed on the airspeed indicator. It's on the left on your PFD screen. It measures the speed in knots.
This is a galat tutorial, bhai. ये
To check your
गलत है. इसमें
altitude,
zoom in
look to the
करने के लिए बोलना
altimeter.
चाहिए.
It's on the right on your PFD screen. Not all aircraft have integrated screens with all this information. A lot of them rely on analog instruments. You can find the analog versions of the airspeed indicator and the altimeter just above the throttle. They're respectively on the left and right.
Nice.
The analog altimeter has 3 hands similar to a clock. The long, thick pointer indicates 100-foot intervals. The short, thick one is 1,000-foot intervals. And the long, thin one counts 10,000-foot intervals. That's all for today. Next time, we'll see how it feels in the air.
Okay, second training complete. We're getting to know a little bit of the essentials of how to fly the aircraft. धीरे धीरे पहुंचने वाले हैं. Getting there. Altitude pitch. Climb altitude. Okay, now we will learn how to fly this thing.
To help demonstrate pitch, I've drawn 3 lines on the windshield. Notice how the middle line matches the horizon while we're flying level? This is the cruise attitude. The lower dotted line is the climb attitude, and the upper one is the descent attitude. Let's dig deeper into what that means. Pull back gently on the yoke until the climb attitude line matches the horizon. Then maintain that attitude. According to your altimeter, we're gaining altitude. But we're losing airspeed, proving you can't avoid basic physics while making a climb.
20 seconds.
You put your plane in a dangerous situation.
Okay.
Pull back gently on the yoke until the climb attitude line matches the horizon. Then maintain that attitude. According to your altimeter, we're gaining altitude. But we're losing airspeed, proving you can't avoid basic physics while making a climb. That's good. Keep working on it, you'll get better. Now, let's level back out. Our speed is increasing and our altitude is stable. That's okay. Push gently on the yoke until the descent attitude line matches the horizon. Then maintain that attitude. As expected, with a nose-down attitude, our altitude is decreasing while our speed is picking up. That's good. Keep working on it, you'll get better. Okay, bring us back to level flight. You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Okay, bring us back to level flight. Now your speed is decreasing and your altitude is stable. Nice. That's good. That's okay. I think a bit more practice may be a good idea. Try to make only small adjustments to your pitch to avoid... You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Okay, bring us back to level flight. Now your speed is decreasing and your altitude is stable. Nice. That's good. That's okay. I think a bit more practice may be a good idea. Try to make only small adjustments to your pitch to avoid overcorrection.
Very difficult with the keyboard, yeah. Wow, this is much more difficult.
For this lesson, we're going to use a line drawn on the windshield to indicate the cruise attitude. I've also added another dotted line to help you bank properly for left turns. Gently move the yoke to the left until the dotted line matches up with the horizon. Then maintain that bank.
Watch it,
Go ahead. Turn the yoke gently toward the left. You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Gently move the yoke to the left until the dotted line matches up with the horizon. Then maintain that bank. You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Gently move the yoke to the left until the dotted line matches up with the horizon. Then maintain that bank. You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Gently move the...
कंट्रोलर इतना क्या वो क्या होता है How do I fix my controller on this? तो वो चीज जानना चाहिए कंट्रोल कैसे करते हैं
the yoke to the left until the dotted line matches up with the horizon. Then maintain that bank. You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Gently move the yoke to the left until the dotted line matches up with the horizon. Then maintain that bank. That's good. Watch your altitude. It wasn't constant during the turn. Now, let's see you level back out. That's good. Remember to maintain altitude while leveling off.
500.
For the next step, turning to the right, let's see how you do on your own without any markings. You can see a series of notches representing 10-degree increments on the attitude indicator part of your PFD. As a general rule, you always want to keep your turns under 30 degrees. Start banking right until you're lined up with the second notch to the right on the attitude indicator. Then, maintain that 20-degree bank while remaining at the same altitude until I ask you to stop. That's good. Level us back out now. That's good. Remember to maintain altitude while leveling off. Small corrections on the yoke will lead to more accurate turns.
But they didn't even teach us how to do small corrections, bruh. Okay, but okay. Power settings. Okay. This is very important.
Let's talk about the throttle. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. In the Cessna 172, that relates directly to the RPM displayed on the tachometer on the PFD. Pull back on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800.
प्लेन तो गिरने वाला है ना How much is that RPM?
500.
कितनी नहीं रहा है The altitude is so low. मैंने अच्छा RPM किधर है? Where is the RPM? I can't see that. दिख भी तो नहीं रहा है.
500.
Yes, I think you see the RPM. प्लेन क्रैश होने वाला है. व्हाट द फक.
You've left the training airspace. You need to go back.
Just crash it, bro.
You put your plane in a dangerous
Yeah,
situation.
I know, but which one is the RPM? You gotta
Pull
tell
back
me.
on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800.
Tutorial भी तो नहीं है. How am I supposed to know change the RPM?
Pull back on the throttle. You want to reduce RPM to 1800. Look how your speed and altitude are also decreasing.
Here RPM. Bhai, serious, I was looking for it.
Excellent. Okay, let's throttle back up to 2400 RPM. Push the throttle to reach 2400 RPM. Your speed is increasing now. As long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well. Nice. That was excellent.
Thank you, thank you.
With piston planes like this Cessna, it's common to have power targets defined in RPM.
Now we are getting a little bit high now. It will take some more time. It will take some more time. What is the next train? Yes, we got an A. Maneuver test. Throttle, data, loop, सब कुछ करेंगे. Directional balance, सब कुछ.
The art of maneuvering a plane through the air isn't a mystery to you anymore. Now it's time to test the skills you've learned. As you can see, we're cruising at 6,000 feet on a north heading of 360 degrees. Start by descending to 5,500 feet while maintaining a northerly heading. While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed. If your speed is in the yellow section of the airspeed indicator, it means you are overspeeding. Reduce throttle to idle and pull gently on the yoke to slow down. While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed. That's okay. Now, climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading. On the Cessna 172, you need full power to climb effectively. You can start the climb when you're ready. Start the climb when you're ready. You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Now, climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading. On the Cessna 172, you need full power to climb effectively. Keep your control action nice and smooth. Now, climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading. On the Cessna 172, you need full power to climb effectively. That's good. The turn was good, but try to climb faster in the future.
अरे भाई ज़्यादा फास्ट कर रहा
All right, next exercise.
Put my plane in danger.
Maintain your heading of 180 degrees, stay at 6,000 feet, and adjust your airspeed to 80 knots. That's okay. Review straight and level flight to better manage your speed and altitude.
How do I do that?
Additional practice will help, don't worry.
I wonder how much did I get me? Oh, barely. Yeah. Okay. If I can. This will be interesting. Preparing your aircraft and taking all the necessary precautions is essential for every pilot, regardless of experience. Today we learn how to do just that and which tools can help us in reaching the goal. Hey.
Hello. Today, we're going to go over all the steps that precede turning on your engine. Those steps are essential to ensure your aircraft's integrity and that everything is in order for a smooth and seamless flight. First of all, stretch your legs a bit and take a look at your aircraft and your surroundings. We never took much time to look at our aircraft from the outside, so take your time if you want to inspect it. You might have noticed some extra bits on your aircraft. These are the covers and chocks. Covers are installed when the plane is not in use and are meant to avoid damaging its sensitive parts. Chocks are there to immobilize the aircraft. You'll need to remove them before takeoff.
Acha. With the engine covers. Go do that. Remove the static. Remove the pilot tube cover. Remove the tube cover कौन सी?
And we're done for the outside. Now that we're sure your aircraft is functional and ready to taxi, let's check the inside. Let's get to the matter at hand. You've been given an EFB, also referred to as an electronic flight bag. It's a tablet that stores critical flight information and is the ideal tool to prepare your flight plans and enhance your piloting experience. Open it and take a look. Feel free to follow a quick guided tour of its features. The YEFI features an interactive map, a flight plan editor, aircraft and current flight information, a nav log as well as fuel and payload options. The YEFI has plenty to offer, but if you want to get directly into the action, you can turn it off after you finish the quick tour. It seems like we're all clear on the checklist. Now start this pretty bird up. Now that we've covered all the preparations, let's get to the good stuff, shall we?
I think I should be scoring here A because there was nothing so difficult to do. Yes. Let's go. Excellent. This is important. ये बहुत सही ट्रेनिंग हवा में तो जैसे तैसे भी चल रही है
Let's take a moment to talk about taxiing. Taxiing refers to moving the aircraft on the ground under its own power. In particular, getting from the ramp out to the hold short point on the edge of the runway. Steering on the ground is managed through the rudder pedals. That's right, unlike driving a car, we turn by using our feet. Okay, ready? With the throttle idle, release your parking brake. Okay. Now, gently increase throttle to get the aircraft moving. Add power to start taxiing. Add power to start taxiing. Go easy on your throttle. Use your rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway. Increase throttle to gain forward momentum and then reduce RPM accordingly to match a fast walking speed while taxiing. Now, test the brakes. Watch your speed. Good. Brakes checked. Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes. See the crossing in front of us. Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway. Watch your speed. Watch your speed. Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway. Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes. See the crossing in front of us. Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway. All right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport, near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center, marked by the yellow line, and watch your speed. Watch your speed. Watch your speed. Watch your speed. After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold short point, in prep for takeoff. Remain on the taxiway center line. You don't want to risk damaging the aircraft. The next challenge will be to keep the aircraft under control while at full throttle for takeoff.
Holy shit. Next training is going to be very difficult for me. I'm pretty anxious. Nervousness भाई, nervous. ऐसा हुआ भी, oh shit. हाँ, थोड़ा टिल्ट विल्ट हो गए थे हम लोग, रनवे से थोड़ा आगे पीछे चले गए थे टैक्सी में। क्या ही करें, हो जाएगा धीरे धीरे। टेक ऑफ करेंगे भाई, टेक ऑफ इज द हार्डेस्ट पार्ट। एवरी टाइम जब भी मैं प्लेन या हेलीकॉप्टर का गेम खेलता हूँ, टेक ऑफ इज द डिफिकल्ट पार्ट। हटती है मेरी।
There's an old saying I like, a mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember. First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Check to the right to see if a vehicle is on the runway. And to the left, to make sure no other planes are approaching. Runway numbers are not arbitrary. Each number matches the first two numbers of the runway's compass bearing, rounded to the nearest 10 degrees. For example, a runway orientated towards the north would be numbered 36, which is 360 degrees on a compass. Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position.
Oh shit.
Now slowly taxi onto the runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21. Keep working on it, you'll get better. Excellent. All right, let's do this. Apply full power, and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Apply full power.
Use your rudder to stay on the center line, and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now, gently pull back on the yoke. All right, let's do this. Apply full power, and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go. Use your rudder to stay on the center line, and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now, gently pull back on the yoke. We're a bit too far down the runway. Let me move the plane back into position. And we're airborne. Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Maintain 75 knots, and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to remove the left yaw plane as when climbing. You can see your current yaw input by looking at the MFD's slip skid indicator. Okay, 5,500 feet. You've reached your target altitude. Good job. For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only. We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast. Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. To flare means to raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does. We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke. For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only. We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast. Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. To flare means to raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does.
500.
We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line. I think a bit more practice may be a good idea. Keep in mind that approaching the runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
Yeah. पता है यार, इतना गंदा लैंडिंग बहुत ही गंदा लैंडिंग यार. I'm not good with this simulation kind of, especially जहाँ पे plane और helicopter है. I can never align properly. क्या पता अगर शायद मेरे पास वो steering wheel वगैरह जैसा होता, the way professionals use, maybe I would have been able to control much better than that. फिर से
In the first part of this landing exercise, I want you to stay on the glide path by using the throttle. You can make small corrections with the yoke to stay aligned with the runway. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path. If you find yourself too high, reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember though, always make soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate. Now you can use the elevator to land.
That is the issue. Go. Line with the runway. We are at 52,000 or 5,200 altitude. Keep pushing it back. You have to increase.
$500.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
Yes.
Nice. Now, apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
Nice, we will do it properly this time. Oh, this is a much better landing in the previous one. Is it not?
You did well, but you can do better.
I'm happy. This was much better. Oh, so satisfying, yeah. Throttle management, yeah. At the end of the runway, we needed to give a little bit of throttle down there. So we got a B at least. 2 out of 10. Yeah, not 2. The previous one I would say 2, but this one was better. The last one was more like a crashing, not a landing. That is for sure. How would you rate this landing though? The one that I just now. This is much better, I would say. At least you can give me a 6. Not 2. The 2 was the worst.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece.
Exactly. And we landed in one piece.
Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing.
Shit, not again.
And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps.
We will need a bit more thought.
Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
9 out of 10 for enthusiasm, but 2 out of 10 for the landing. Bro. Okay, thank you for the enthusiasm. You know, see, I love this kind of simulation games, but I'm not good at it, no matter how much I play. Yeah, I know I can do better. I just don't have a lot of patience for this. Still trying. At least this game, this 2024 edition, at least this one is giving proper tutorials, not like the first one. The first one was half-baked, so that is why I wanted to try. Kela मैंने bought. I just, in the end, I just gave up. This one looks much more crisp, much more detailed training. We need to increase a little bit. Yeah. With the keyboard, it's a little bit difficult. You have to agree. Keyboards are difficult to open. Use a controller, it's not bad. I was using a controller, but controller pata nahi kya, is it the
500.
What do you call it, that dead zones? Because of the dead zones मैं कर ही नहीं पा रहा था. पूरा दबाने, ये तो कीबोर्ड से भी ज़्यादा गंदा हालत है. पूरा दबाने से it like goes full swing. Bro.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
Yes. This
Use
was
rudder
also
pedals
a
to
safe
stay
landing.
on the center line. I think a bit more practice may be a good idea.
30 minutes
mind that
back I
approaching the
used the
runway at the
controller
right
thinking it
speed
would be
is key
better,
to a good
but I
landing.
think my controller, since it is old, because of the dead zones, I think it is like the sensitivity and the calibration is way too high. 4 bounces, yeah, I know, but still it's a far better landing. Ah shit, I thought I would at least get a B. Don't worry, I'll get better. I'll get the certification. Now what? Downwind. Okay. At least the train simulator and the truck simulators are a little bit easier. I have to maneuver up and down.
Okay, we're currently flying on the downwind leg at the standard traffic pattern altitude of 6,000 feet. It's a flight path parallel to the landing runway, but in the opposite direction. In downwind, you want to start preparing for landing. That means setting your speed and flaps configuration. We are passing the end of the runway, so go ahead and reduce RPM to 1700. It will help you to slow you down to 80 knots and begin your descent. The flaps provide extra lift at the expense of additional drag. This extra lift allows flying at a lower airspeed. Flaps allow for smoother and shorter landings. Go ahead and extend 10 degrees of flaps, all while maintaining current speed.
Extend one increment of flaps of passing.
We will turn to the base leg when the end of the runway is at a 45-degree angle behind us. Turn left onto the base leg.
And left for the base leg. The left. Oh shit. I didn't see.
Stall. 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 500. Stall. Stall.
Holy
Stall.
shit.
Stall.
Try to keep our speed around 75 knots.
Oh shit, I think we'll have to restart.
Keep an eye on the runway.
We'll have to restart. मुझे समझ में आया नहीं एक्चुअली करना क्या था.
Try to keep our speed around 75 knots. Keep an eye on the runway as we get ready for our final turn.
And off base leg. R.I.P. Now what?
Turn left onto final.
अरे ब्रो, अरे लेफ्ट क्यों? देखो देखो यहाँ पे लेफ्ट बता रहा है.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Make your left turn onto final.
Not trying to sink. Not trying to
Don't
sink.
sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't
Make your left turn onto final.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Keep a stabilized approach with 65 knots airspeed and prepare for landing.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Use throttle and flaps as required to adjust the glide slope.
Don't sink. 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 Don't
how do you
sink.
increase the airspeed?
Don't sink.
समझ में नहीं
Don't
आता.
sink.
Airspeed portion.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Oh, what the fuck?
Stall.
Oh, what the fuck? ये क्यों अपने आप गिर रहा है?
Stall. Stall. Stall.
Huh? What just happened there?
Keep a stabilized approach with 65 knots airspeed and prepare for landing. Use throttle and flaps as required to adjust the glide slope.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Why can't
Don't
I
sink.
sound
Don't sink.
Acha.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
500.
Don't sink. 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 Don't sink.
Apply the brakes and stop the plane.
I think that was a 2 bounce. Only 2 bounces. What a good landing with 3 retries. That's why it's hard on keyboard because you can't adjust when
That was
flags,
alright.
images
A
on.
little
You
more
have to keep
practice will
tapping
help
the
your
keys.
accuracy,
Really,
though.
please. Thank you. Okay, I'll show you. I'll put in my controller now. Okay, I'll put in my Xbox controller. I'll show you. When I press little bit, when I just tap it, moves way more than the keyboard. But solo flight, fuck me. You have to do everything. Okay, I'll give you one trial run of what's wrong with the controller.
It's time. Your first solo flight. I'll be watching from the ground, in radio contact if you need me, but something tells me you won't.
Oh, that means she's not with me?
Your goal is to complete
This
Sedona's
is
left-hand traffic pattern on your
my
own.
controller is moving. See, I'm not touching anything. It's with my
Remember
mouse.
everything we covered
Wherever
in our
I'm pointing,
previous
it's just
sessions,
moving.
and you'll be
The
just
dead
fine.
zones. Yeah, because of this. अभी बंद किया मैंने.
Good luck. See you on the other side.
Okay. उसके लिए क्या करना था? We have to remove the brakes. Now. She doesn't know. She exactly. उसको पता है यार. उसको पता है. मैं crash करने वाला हूँ. Okay, so we have taken off the brakes. We have to throttle. And भगवान के नाम पे. Why is it not moving? I have taken off my brakes. अभी हुआ. उस समय नहीं हुआ. चलो कोई. Gotta hit 55 knots and then push off. Yes, hardware issue. That is the thing. पुराना हो गया. It's like 4 years old. Can I fix it manually? 55 knots. Now we can go up. Take off हो गया. I've taken off my controller also. So we don't have any issue with the end of the after. Reach 53. Except maintenance and that. How do you maintain the knots? That's my question. I have to nose it down and then gradually go up. Is that how it is? ज़्यादा ऊपर करने से भी तो नहीं होता है. Almost at 200 and almost at 250, almost, and left it again. When you put flaps, your nose will start pointing out. Use the trim to offset this. I think that's how you should do it. ऐसा कुछ तो सिखाया नहीं है. Oh shit. Now to reach 5700. I have reached 5700. I'm not able to maintain my knots. And left I really want to master this game so that I can do all the activities. जो 2020 में नहीं था. 2010. It is asking me to maintain 18 on. It is on the bottom right next to the flap. There should be a going on it. Okay. Let's see now the pointing up or down. Plus or minus it. ऐसा कुछ सिखाया ही नहीं. Yes, sure. Plus or minus. No, nothing is happening. Plus or minus. How do you do that, bro? I was doing the training. They didn't teach me anything like that. Are there anything? Achha, controls. Should I go and check in the controls? Up here. Controls. Keyboard. Engine instruments. No, not here. Flight instruments. Where are the flaps? तो कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है. Is it here too? This one. Aileron trim left and right. J and L. Is it this one? Toggle elevator trim. Yeah. Rudder trim. There is a search bar. What should I type it? Okay. Flaps. Okay. Acha, this was not there in the training. If I would have known. Acha. Decrease and increase of flaps. These increase. So if I increase. No, elevator trim. Elevator trim, I thought you said. Okay. Elevator trim. Trim down. I and K. Okay, I and K. Got it. Or I can use 7 and 1. कौन सा करना है? Pitch up and pitch down or trim? Which one? Is that it for takeoff and landing? Yeah, they didn't teach in the tutorial. Like, this is the basics, right? That was the thing I hated in the first part. लग रहा है यहाँ पे भी same issue है. And thank you for helping me out. How to use autopilot? Don't know yet, bro. I'm still learning. Just started an hour ago. Now experiment with the flaps and trims. Flaps was, रुको, flaps था कौन सा? Decrease and increase. V and B, okay. V and B. And your elevator was elevated. Okay, ये तो पता है. ये I know. I and K, okay. I and K I'll have to maintain. Okay. V and B. By V and B, what happens with V? Okay. B से ऊपर जाता है. Okay.
You need to stay in the pattern for the sake of this exercise.
यहाँ से नीचे जाता है. With K I can go. Okay, got it. Okay. थोड़ी बहुत समझ में आ रही है. Flaps will keep you lift and reduce your airspeed, which I don't want. I need to increase my airspeed, right? So to maintain about 85. Yes, I'll have to experiment with this thing. Go back here, realign with the horizon. The upper left सही से घूम पाऊँ. Did I miss it? I think I'm gonna miss. बता रहे 75 नॉट. Seriously. Holy shit, runway इधर ही है. What the अभी crash. ठीक है, I can still do it. अगर मैं इंजन थोड़ा कम कर दूँ. can still do it. Maintain 65 knots. Okay. Okay. इंजन पूरा बंद कर देते हैं. Let's increase our flaps. अरे फ्लैप्स तो ऊपर लेके जा रहा है.
500.
Oh shit. ऑलमोस्ट हो गया था. शिट यार, आई प्रेस्ड क्यू. ऑलमोस्ट हो गया था. नो फ्लैप्स एट 10 मतलब what does that mean? I have to learn a lot of things for this. What are your recommendations about the new sim? I love it. I love the graphics. I haven't played much, but I still love it. At least far better than the first one. Far. जब 2020 में आया था फ्लाइट सिमुलेटर, तब के टाइम के लिए वो बेस्ट था. I couldn't enjoy it properly. Here I'm able to enjoy it a little bit better than the first one. Okay, automatically the flaps are on. I think I need to increase my engine.
Don't sink.
I almost covered कर लिया था.
Don't sink. 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 Don't sink.
Stall. Stall.
Okay, so you're talking the flaps भी यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है.
I think a bit more practice may be a good idea.
I hope I get at least a B.
You're on your way to becoming one hell of a pilot.
You're on my way to become a pilot. Shit, man, I will be one of the worst pilots ever. कोई मेरे साथ नहीं चढ़ेगा भाई. पहले ही सोलो फ्लाइट में फाड़ दिया सबकी. थोड़े की I didn't get B. Crosswind पे I did good. Downwind I couldn't do it. Base leg भी सही से नहीं कर पाया. Take off almost okay. Final approach was good. That also एक retry के बाद, but still more like a pirate. भाई pirate. Pirate तो तभी हो पाता ना अगर मैं अपना प्लेन लेके दूसरे एयरक्राफ्ट के ऊपर चढ़ के कुछ थोड़ी वोड़ी कर सकता था. Then I would have been a proper one. Okay. I think you're ready. Prerequisite for specialization. सब कुछ तो कर ही लिया हम लोगों ने. Okay, now it's done. Now we need to take a test. हे भगवान जिता दे भैया. Let me unlock it. Time to pass your private pilot's license. This is your ticket into the world of aviation. For this practical test, you will need to complete a standard traffic pattern, follow the flight plan, apply what you learn on your training, fly safely, and you'll get your license. Traffic patterns are generally flown at the altitude of 300 meters, as opposed to each section of the pattern is referred to as leg. Okay, यहाँ से take off. हाँ, अभी जैसे हम लोगों ने सोलो फ्लाइट किया था वही करना है फिर से. Just give me a minute. मेरी बहुत फट गई थी अभी मुझे टॉयलेट करना है. लेट मी जस्ट गो थोड़ा सुसु करके आता हूँ. जस्ट होल्ड इट राइट देयर. आके I'll be able to focus much more better than this. Hopefully एक ही बार में हो जाए. Just hold on. आ रहा. Chalo, I'm back, guys. Hopefully we can focus and get this thing done by one go. Chalo, we are ready. Let's get our first private license. Bhagwan, please let me just do it without any issues. अकल तो देखो इस बंदे की.
It's time. Your first ever check ride. Start by removing the covers and chocks, then join me inside.
Hello. कैसे हो? अरे इधर तो देखो. This is my first flight exam. अरे इसको देखना ही नहीं है. परवाह नहीं है. तो चलो. Remove the chocks. Chocks. Move this. This and this. Hello. Press Shift and C at the plane. Control E to complete the procedure. Hello. Wait for engine startup.
Your goal is to complete a left-hand traffic pattern, respecting the flight path and all required speeds.
I'm playing on the
Rely
Game
on what
Pass.
you have learned in your trainings and you'll be fine. Now show me the best traffic pattern that you've got.
To request taxi clearance. Okay. Pressing enter.
Saffrejung Ground Cessna Victor Tango. Tango Zulu.
Oh, by the way,
Sierra ready to
for those of you here who don't know कहाँ पे मैं कर रहा हूँ ये, when you start the career mode वहाँ पे पूछा जाता है कि कौन से एयरपोर्ट से आप अपना करियर स्टार्ट करना चाहते हो. Since I'm from Northeast, I gave a few locations. और वहाँ से हो नहीं पाया था. Then I tried giving कोलकाता, वहाँ से भी नहीं हो पाया. दिल्ली भी गया, दिल्ली पे नहीं हुआ, but I don't know, somehow सफदरजंग वाला एयरपोर्ट काम कर गया. So we are currently in सफदरजंग एयरपोर्ट. वहाँ से हम लोग टेक ऑफ करने वाले हैं. This is where we did our training. So yes.
taxi departure to the east.
Wait for the clearance.
Cessna Victor Tango.
Achha.
Tango Zulu Sierra taxi to and hold short of runway tree 0 using taxiway Alpha Cross runway tree 0. Contact tower on 118.875 when ready.
Clearance हो गया. Acknowledge. Okay.
Taxi to and hold short runway tree 0 via the taxiway Alpha Cross runway tree 0 Cessna Tango Zulu Sierra.
Bro, हट जा. I might end up hitting you. हट जा. Move bro, move. इसको तो परवाह ही नहीं है भाई. चिल बंदा है. Is it tilting so hard? फिर भी मिडिल वाला लाइन मेंटेन नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ यार. अरे टेक ऑफ के लिए बोलना था क्या? कोई ना। अरे बाप, ये जो टिल्टिंग चालू हुआ ना, I mean so difficult for me to maintain. भाई रुक जा। चलेगा चलेगा। This is still better. This is still better. Manageable. Do it. Now take off from the runway. हाँ भगवान। Shit. क्या ही बोले। फट रही है मेरी अभी। Here it goes. Full throttle. अरे नहीं। हार्ड भी रिस्टार्ट। मुझे रिस्टार्ट करना, सही से करना।
It's time. Your first ever check ride. Start by removing the covers and shock.
तो मैंने कंप्लीट कर दिया था।
Your goal is to complete a left-hand traffic pattern, respecting flight path and all required speeds. Rely on what you have learned in your trainings, and you'll be fine. Now, show me the best traffic pattern that you've got. Safirjung ground Cessna Victor Tango. Tango Zulu, Sierra request taxi for takeoff departure to the east.
Cessna Victor Tango. Tango Zulu Sierra taxi to and hold short of runway 30 using taxiway Alpha Cross runway 30. Contact tower on 118.875 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 30 using taxiway Alpha Cross runway 30 Cessna Tango Zulu Sierra.
और भी गंदा है from the previous one. Seriously? Try with the controller. लेकिन कंट्रोलर से तो मुझे पता भी नहीं कैसे पुश करना है ना. Just try with this thing only. Perfect works. चलो. Oh, यहीं पे क्रैश हो गया. What? अरे यार. अच्छे से तो जा रहा था. अरे वाह. Can just pass through? इसीलिए कुछ नहीं हुआ उससे. चलिए. क्रैश नहीं करना भाई, क्रैश नहीं करना।
Don't sink.
Try with the controller.
Cessna Tango Zulu Sierra continue for east departure.
Saffordjung Tower Cessna Victor Tango. Tango Zulu Sierra continue for east departure.
Don't sink. 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 Don't sink.
Saffordjung Tower Cessna Victor Tango. Tango Zulu Sierra 2,000 feet to land.
Cessna Victor Tango. Tango Zulu Sierra, Saffordjung Tower. QNH 101 tree enter left traffic runway tree 0.
Enter left traffic runway, tree 0 Cessna Tango, Zulu Sierra.
Cessna Tango Zulu Sierra wind calm cleared to land runway tree 0.
$500.
Cessna Tango Zulu Sierra, did you copy?
Stall. Stall. Stall.
मतलब God भाई.
Stall. Stall.
Cessna Tango Zulu Sierra, did you copy?
Stall.
Cessna Tango Zulu Sierra, contact ground on 118.875.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. don't sink, 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 don't sink.
अबे एक्नॉलेज करना था मतलब हाँ पीछे पीछे लैंड लेके भी जाएंगे अबे रुकता क्यों नहीं है बदमाश यार रुका ही नहीं अरे मैं तो दबा रहा हूँ कोई क्यों नहीं रहा लैंड करने नहीं देंगे क्या पार्क करने नहीं देंगे crash man, getting this crash.
Saffrejung ground Cessna Victor Tango. Tango Zulu Sierra request taxi to parking. Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha Cessna Tango Zulu Sierra.
What button is this? अब बता
Great job. There's always room for improvement, right?
You passed? Oh my god, I passed! What the fuck? I got my certificate. Oh shit. मुझे लगा नहीं हो पाएगा. Oh shit. I passed. Yay! Certification Private Pilot License Airplane Pass allows you to fly a single engine plane in good weather conditions and perform takeoffs and landings from land. Private pilots cannot fly aircraft for commercial purpose. Okay, ठीक है. New aircrafts. Okay, एक ऐसा तो हम लोगों ने चला लिया. We got Cessna 152. We got the JMB. Flight design. Robin का bandwidth दिख नहीं रहा है. It didn't load yet, but still flying.
Congratulations on passing your PPL exam. Hopefully that's the first of many steps on your career path.
Thank you.
Your PPL allows you to fly recreationally and begin to build up your flight hours. First flight missions are a great way to increase your experience. Let's go back to headquarters and review. As you can see, the career journey of a pilot can take many different paths. As I said earlier, your PPL is the first step, allowing you to fly recreationally and perform first flight missions, taking people on tours around the local area. As you build up your flight hours and earn more certifications, other specialists.
के लिए हमें लेवल 3 बनना पड़ेगा और एक कमर्शियल पायलट लाइसेंस चाहिए. Oh, these are the missions. Photograph them. Oh, nice. And these are my missions.
On this map, you can see all the missions currently available to you. There's one mission
Discovering New Delhi landscapes with local residents. Oh, nice. Okay. Identifies complete all specialization. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thank you for joining in. और जो लोग भी सब्सक्राइब किए, thank you so much. I'll be able to stream more to you guys. चलो उसी के साथ अभी स्ट्रीम बंद करते हैं because later on